So it's day 6 and today's been by far the hardest day of the fast. Just feeling super tired, super heavy, and just feeling really fatigued.
Today was a tough slog. Just from the moment I got out of bed, the legs felt weak, the body was tired, energy was low. So close to the finish line, yet today just felt like it took an eternity.
So anyway, we've got 36 hours more and then we're breaking. Those days that are the hardest tend to be the ones that you're doing the deepest work and you're doing the most heavy cleansing, and today has been really tough.
Hey guys, my name's Saxon.
My name's Sinclair, and we are the creators of the fasting documentary, Fasting the Healer Within.
Last day, baby. Last day, brother. Smash it. If you don't know too much about us, we are 2 fasting and detoxification coaches who have done a number of different detox protocols, juice fasting, water fasting, we've done it all. And the video that you're watching right now is our next adventure.
I've fasted in jungles, I've fasted with this guy on a mountain, freezing cold, in Mexico in some apartment somewhere. We've done some crazy things. This one's probably one of the least crazy. We're going somewhere that's very, very special. We're going to Bali and we're going to be fasting with a mentor of ours, Tolman, at his fasting center.
This way we're going to be doing it at the Tolman Healing Hub is all inclusive. You have all the different healing modalities, supporting protocols to make this 7-day water fast that we're doing the best one yet.
So if you guys are fasting enthusiasts, if you're just trying to learn about fasting, you've never fasted before, this is the video to watch because we're going to take you through the entire process. We're going to show you what we do from the very beginning of our prep all the way through the fast to the last meal that we have when we're breaking our fast. We're going to be doing a bunch of before and after testing to really show you what it's like to go through a fast.
Because we are 2 guys who like to stay fit and healthy, love getting into our weight training. And we've had our own concerns in the past over how fasting can impact muscle mass, strength, and we've realized that when you break a fast well and you do it in the right way and safely and properly, it doesn't have to have a dramatic impact on your muscle mass, on your strength. You can get back stronger, more muscular, looking shredded and looking jacked up very quickly, all right? And you'll be feeling better. There are so many positive things that come with water fasting.
Guys, strap yourselves in and enjoy the video.
Tyler Tolman is a fasting and detoxification expert. He's a mentor of ours who over time has become a close friend and someone who we now work alongside.
The way we have designed our fasting program here at the Tolman Healing Hub is a month prior, a month in Bali, which is that 21 days on water, 7 days breaking to make sure the person's feeling good by the time they go home, and then 30 days of support afterwards to implement all the practices and things that are going to break the fast properly. We like to have a full list of comprehensive blood tests looking at hemoglobin, red cell count, what's happening with the liver and the kidneys, any inflammatory markers or deficiencies. And the main markers to be looking at, to be honest, are like hemoglobin, red cell count, potentially iron and B12, because if you're deficient in some of these things, then an extended water fast could be dangerous. And if we know 30 days prior what they're deficient in or what's going on, we can correct the problems. And then at least make sure the last 4 days you do a good colon cleanse, because we want to clear the digestive system out as much as possible. Because if you start into a water fast, as you guys know, your digestive system just immediately stops. So whatever's in there is going to be kind of auto-intoxicating the individual. Please make sure for the last week or two, you're eating a lot more fresh fruits, vegetables, make sure you do the colon cleanse, drink more water, just get a really clean kind of plant-based diet, cut out all the animal products altogether, because we don't want, especially, you know, steak, beef, you know, chicken, fish, pig, stuff like this stuck in the digestive system. So plants for that 4 weeks prep, but then for a couple weeks lead up, really like start to increase the juices, which is saturating the system with nutrition. You know, fresh fruits, veggies, 4-day colon cleanse will typically kind of clean most of the stuff out. You know, people might watch a documentary and be like, oh my God, I'm inspired, I'm gonna do a fast tomorrow. It's like the worst thing you could do. I recommend giving yourself a week, clean up your diet a little bit. You know, and then there's also addictions. You know, people are smoking, people drink alcohol. A lot of people drink alcohol every single day. You know, coffee addiction and these sorts of, if you're like on all these addictions, you're like, oh wow, this is great, I'm just gonna start water fasting. People do, and they do successfully. It's just not ideal. So it's more ideal to kind of like wean off some of the addictions and eat healthier food and exercise and sweat in a sauna and do those things. And then you're like, all right, you know, I've had a bit of time away from these addictions, and then go into a fast. You're gonna handle the fast a lot better. It's gonna be a lot easier because you've had a bit of detox. You know, are they gonna have a better fast if they prep really well? Absolutely.
So today's day 1 of preparation for our 7-day water fast, and we are doing 7 days of just fruits to prepare for that water fast.
What are you hoping to gain from this fast?
I think I'm looking to get like just a bit of my mojo back. Like, not that I've kind of lost it completely, but it was just a big year last year, and I kind of felt like towards the end of the year I was burning out a little bit. And I feel like taking this time just to like chill, rest, regenerate, and let my body, you know, rest.
Yeah.
Is what I'll need to just kind of get my mojo back, my inspiration, motivation to kick some goals, mate.
Reboot your brain.
Exactly. What about yourself?
Like, I'm really looking forward to feeling like mentally revitalized. Just take a break from our normal life.
Yeah.
Get connected to myself again, get connected to my goals, my mission, my dreams, and froth. Just
frothed up.
I'm just excited to froth. Feel froth.
It's day 6 here on the fruit fast. One more day before we head off to Bali to get this water fast underway at the Tolman Healing Hub, and I'm feeling good.
Yeah, it's been a pretty easy week so far.
Yeah.
Energy's been high, we've been training a lot, obviously eating lots of fruit.
Yeah, we're going down the melon path today. We got some honeydew, Spanish melons, pineapple, and then we're gonna finish off with some oranges.
One of the best things about eating all this fruit is you can literally feel your insides getting cleaner. You can see all the waste coming out, and you can really feel just lighter in the tummy, and it's just a really good way to prepare for a fast, because then you don't carry all that crap into a fast with you.
Just landed down here in Bali. We are waiting for our driver to come pick us up from the Tolman Healing Hub. Feeling good. We got one more day of just fruits before we get started with this.
We haven't eaten yet today, and we're going on about 20 hours or something, and we're Hank Marvin for some fruit.
Yeah, exactly right. All right.
Looks like it's it.
How good, yes.
Get in.
Fire up.
Let's go.
Arrived. How good. That's pretty sweet.
Hey. Man, how are you guys?
We made it, eh?
So good to see you.
Man.
Welcome to Bali.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, cheers, man.
Amazing to
How's
be
your
here.
flight, brother?
Really?
What's up, buddy? Well, let's grab your bags, and we will take you to your room, show you your awesome accommodation. Gotta have a good bed when you're fasting.
I've never had a good bed.
You do now. Come on in, boys.
Man, this place is beautiful.
Amazing.
Oh, mate. How good.
Sick.
And we'll do our enemas.
Man, look at the bath. Come on. Epsom salts, bicarb. Yes.
Between the two of us, we've done a number of fasts. And one thing we've realized is how much easier fasting is when you're comfortable. That means a warm, comfy bed, hot shower, and a cozy place to retreat to when you need time alone.
So we've got the walk in the morning, but it's a simple action of just moving the body and breathing, you know, that helps things move, you know. Movement and breath moves the lymphatic system. So that whole morning is about movement and breath and activating the body. Watching the sun come up with its benefits of sun gazing, you know, circadian rhythm, you know, hormonal balance, you know, getting that light into the eyes and into the body. Same again, you're gonna have a deep breath in. Breathe out. And down as far as you can.
I'm like, that's detached. It's embarrassing. I thought I was way more flexible than that.
Move the lymphatic system, open everything up, activate your nervous system, musculoskeletal system, endocrine system, like get your body in a prime place for detoxification and healing.
Every morning we're going through stretching, breathing, movement, slapping, Tibetan rites to get the body balanced and get all the endocrine system like talking and sending the right message to itself. And then opening up the lungs. Just the little mini breath works we do that, coupled with the sound healing after it, where it's kind of like meditation and silence and you kind of drift off into your own little world. Stopping just... I just think that morning's powerful and it takes up time of the day where most people would be like, I'm bored, I'm hungry, what do I do? You don't have to rock up to anything if you're feeling yuck and you want to stay in bed, but these things are there for you so we can lessen or hopefully mitigate altogether your detox symptoms to just keep it all flowing. And when we finish that, we're into the hot cold therapy.
Get in the ice bath that typically fully makes people feel better, eliminates pain, sparks your immune system, reduces inflammation. Hot cold therapy, it is kind of one of those things like, oh, I'm gonna be on a water fast, I'm gonna be depleted and you want me to get in ice water? But all the research and then all of the experience has gleaned the truth that it's one of the best things you can absolutely do. In the history of physicians, contrast therapy was one of the most powerful forms of healing. Hippocrates talked about it, and this is like 400 BC. So I find it so interesting that all this like inspirational science and people coming out like, wow, look at what's happening with all these details is just kind of a repeat of what we used to do thousands of years ago.
So you look like a boss.
They're scared to get in, but then they overcome that fear, they get in. Bill sits next to them and just has them focus on their breath and listen to what they're saying, and they kind of tune into that, and you just become fully present in the ice bath.
Try and get that out breath to 10 seconds. So really purse those lips like a straw and just let it come out.
There's probably no other way to reduce inflammation faster than an ice bath. And they call this contrast. And what's actually taking place in the body is when you get into heat, this amplifies circulation. For example, if I get a bug, you know, I've got a virus, I've got some type of bad bacteria building up my body knows that if it can heat up to a high temperature, it can increase that flow in my blood literally 86 times better. My immune system's capacity to travel and deal with bacterial infection, viral infection, these sorts of things. So think of, I'm hot now, all my circulation's moving, everything is going to the extremities. So my hands, my feet, all the places where normally I wouldn't have really good circulation, now I have it because I have a high fever. Then you go over to the ice. And there's a shock that happens way more in ice than whatever happens in the heat. Because you get into that ice bath, you're gonna have a shock. And that shock is what upregulates the immune system. Everything shifts. Now the blood going from radical circulation to the extremities starts to go to the core of the body. So we expand everything and then we contract. We expand and we contract. The blood goes to the extremities, then it goes to the core. And this used to be called blood shunting. So you're shunting, you're moving the blood through your tissues, you're moving the lymph. The greatest way to move the lymphatic system actually is cold. As soon as you get into ice, the whole lymphatic system contracts. And what does that do? That pumps waste products.
Just fill up your belly, then fill up your chest. Hold for a second, and then let it out. Yeah, that's 15. Oh yes. Woo! Yeah, baby.
When we got into the ice bath, didn't matter what day or how bad we felt, but particularly on the harder moments, the ice bath just seemed to bring you straight back because it brings you straight to the present moment, forces you to breathe deeply.
10, all right, big inhale, belly.
Hands in is cold. Wow. Oh, hands in is, I don't like hands in. Wait.
That's it. That's how you reach Zen state. You can slow that out breath down even more to 15 seconds. You just get calmer. It's 3.5, bro. Jump around, do the squats.
For a period of time, you actually don't feel like you're fasting. You feel kind of reborn. You feel great, feel energized. I love that. I'm going to sauna.
And then you go into the hot and all that waste can be mobilized and detoxified through the liver and through the system and through urination when you're water fasting. Then you go back in the ice and it contracts everything and it sparks your immune system and it reduces inflammation. So the hot cold therapy, I think, should be a part of any healing center, whether it's a fasting center. I think it should be a part of everybody's everyday life. Because we live in a world where we're exposed to environmental toxicity. So bringing in things like this will keep you healthy. It'll prevent the sickness.
I think the hardest bit about fasting is when you're doing nothing, you get tired, your body goes into these really fatigued states.
Yeah.
Being able to have that therapy, that hot cold therapy, it just gives you that revival, like each and every day, gives you that energy.
All right, should we ice bath it?
Yeah. And then after that, you guys are getting your massages and your acupuncture and your colonics. So sometimes they're not finishing until 12, 1:30, 2:30. So you come back, you don't really have much time to think about food. That's your time to sunbake and do your enemas and sit with yourself. Meditate, read a book, like throw away your phone, like fast from technology, go inwards.
Alrighty, so we are at the end of day 1 here at the Tolman Healing Hub, and we are feeling pretty good.
The highlight for me on day 1 was the ice bath and the sauna.
Yeah, that was epic.
Never done that on a fast before, and yeah, mate, honestly, you feel amazing afterwards. You don't feel like you're fasting at all.
Yeah, I think whether you're fasting or not, if you're having a tough day, if you're not feeling great, you jump in an ice bath that's 4 degrees or less, you are going to feel immediately better afterwards. Yeah. It's so revitalizing. And for me, day 2's always been tough. So I'm not anticipating it to be tough, but I'm not going to be surprised if it is a tough day.
Either way, bring it on, brah.
Come on.
Let's go.
As a mother of 4, Receiving news of a potentially cancerous pancreatic lesion, no one could blame Claire for being afraid. However, Claire was determined to not let that be her story.
So Claire, take us back to the beginning of your healing journey. Where did it all begin?
It was my birthday and I had family around, and we had all the family favourites like lasagna, sponge cake, cream, potato bake,
Yum.
all the stuff I love. Yeah.
Delicious.
Yeah, it was my birthday and family's around, and it was just like, yep, we'll eat it all and get back on track the next day. And that night I just became in a lot of pain in my belly, and it just didn't subside, just got worse and worse. I sat with it for probably 3 days, thinking that it would just pass. Ended up in hospital. They couldn't find anything initially in ED, sent me for scans, and I went back to the doctor's office to get the results, thinking, you know, maybe had some digestive issue or something small, and they actually found I think it was a 14 millimetre lesion, and they suspected tumour in my pancreas. So yeah, that was huge. Yeah, I guess from what I know, pancreas is one of the worst places to get cancer. So yeah, it was a shock. The poor doctor in the doctor's office just had me in a ball of tears, and it was just like, no, not me. This can't be my story. This wouldn't happen to me.
After you received your diagnosis, what were your thoughts after you walked out of the doctor's office?
Honestly, it was, I think this is the one that's going to get me.
Yeah, wow. So, just take time.
Later on, I had myself like laying in bed at night, going through my photos, making albums, making photos for my funeral and making albums to leave for my kids, and trying to sort everything out. I was in full, got to get my affairs in order.
You've resigned yourself
and
to a
that's
fate.
only fear.
Yeah.
We hadn't even had a biopsy. There could have been other reasons for what it was. But yeah, I had a neighbour, and she knew of Tyler Tolman, and he was coming to Perth, and she had 2 tickets, and she said, don't worry, you're going to be okay. I know a guy, he's all about green juices and this and that. And I was one of the ones that was like, oh, yeah, whatever. A juice is not going to do anything. We heard Tyler speak for the first time in Perth, and yeah, just all made sense. And you just like feel like you're in the driver's seat instantly just from that one talk. It's such an empowering talk. And you just walk away knowing that you're going to be okay, because it all just made sense, you know. And we just arranged to get over to the Healing Hub. I was there for 3 weeks all up. I think I did 14 days on water, and then into juice, and then into fruit over the rest of the 3 weeks.
So you finished the fast in Bali, you've come back home, and you've gone back to the doctor's office to get a scan. Talk us through that moment.
Got a call from the specialist, and he said, I'm sorry it's taken me so long to get back to you. I think his words were, I've been a little bit puzzled. I'm sat here, I've got your imaging and I've got the report, and we can't seem to detect the lesion that was on the previous scans. I was in shock. I was in my bedroom, and it was like a scene from a movie. It was like, sorry, what? And it was surreal. Yeah. And I got him to repeat again what he just said. And I said, so you can't find it. Do I need to have another scan? Because the scan be wrong. Do we need to do an ultrasound instead of a CT or whatever it was?
He's sure and healed.
Yeah. And he assured me, no. And he said the MRI over everything else is what's going to pick if something's there, that's what's going to pick it up. So I kind of thanked him. I cried, I thanked him, and he said, yeah, this is amazing news, Claire. I'm not quite sure what's gone on, but you don't have to worry for now, and we'll rescan you in 6 months. So I got off the phone and didn't know who to call first. I was jumping around the room, the kids were here, and I was squealing in the bedroom, and they ran in, thought something was wrong because I'm crying and squealing, and the doctor's on the phone, but yeah, it was all good news.
That's fantastic. Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah.
Why do you think your fast at the Healing Hub was successful?
For me personally, just being held and supported, I think as a mother of 4, always being the one that's holding the fort, doing the cooking, the prepping, and just in life in general, I guess I'm the supportive one. So to go to a space where it's all about me, and yeah, you're held and supported and everything's provided. Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah, it really is.
You know, you've spent money, you've taken time, you've got on a plane, the intention is so huge, and it's just all about that. Connection with the other clients at the hub was huge, was beautiful. Yeah, just not feeling alone and, you know, struggling on your water fast days alone, I think, and someone always to bounce off, have a chat with. Everything being provided was huge for me. I think as soon as I got to Bali and I knew what I was there to do, the fear and the what ifs, they just dropped away and melted away. Seeing a lesion disappears in a very short space of time, like it really was a couple of months, you know. You can do anything. Yeah, just that core belief that I'm going to be okay because I know the things to do.
So obviously with water fasting, the quality of water is extremely important. What water do you guys have here at the hub?
We use distilled and spring water. All the gurus that you look at for a very long time, like if you read the books of all the fasting gurus, most of them said distilled water. And distilled water just means it's gone into a vapor and it's become water. It's H2O, there's nothing else in it. So I know that's clean water. That's a great place to start. We call water, even in its distilled form, the universal solvent. So remember when I'm talking about the lymph system, the cardiovascular system, all that little plaque? What's removing that is solvent. And water is the solvent. And then we have salt. An electrolyte is salt, okay? Sodium is like the #1 electrolyte in the body. What does electrolyte mean? It means it lights up the system. It's what is required for the water to go and do what it's supposed to do. If I only have fresh distilled water, no salt, then it has a tough time getting into the cell, okay? The sodium carries it across. Sodium is needed for hydration. Sometimes when you're fasting, you tend to get, muscle cramps, things of this nature. So having the electrolytes prevents that. Sometimes people just suck on a little bit of salt and they really like it. So yeah, depending on the person's body weight is gonna kind of determine how much water they're drinking. But if they're not getting salt and they're just drinking lots of distilled water, they will become electrolyte deficient and they'll struggle. They're gonna feel so much better with electrolytes.
Why is it so important to clean out the colon before you do a long fast?
Because if the digestive system is actually clear and clean, then when you fast, it's all the other toxicity that can drain into those areas and be cleaned out, rather than internal toxicity plus every cell of the body detoxifying, visceral fat, all the heavy metals, pesticides, other chemicals and things people are exposed to, either from the environment or the things they choose to put in their body. The people who really do the digestive cleansing properly are gonna fare so much better.
During our fast in 2018, colonics with Ela were instrumental in allowing us to get the most out of our fasting experience.
So it's a very gentle procedure whereby we insert slowly some warm water and then the water brings out naturally any waste, mucus, parasites, anything that's basically in the colon.
Get my bum clean.
Time for a colonic. Hey, thanks, man.
It's a lot. Wow, it's a lot of mucus. Nice. Wow. Ooh, the long one. Ooh. Yeah.
Guys, how you feeling?
I still feel a bit weary, but I definitely got rid of some nasty shit, that's for sure.
Me too. I had all kinds of black goodness come out of me, and yellow and
Yeah, I had a lot
whatever
of
other
yellow
colours.
and green, and then a couple of big old chunks of poo-poo.
It felt amazing, but I got way more in there still to come.
Yeah.
1 in 8 people worldwide are affected by genital herpes. Conventional medicine insists that this is an irreversible virus. Harmony chose not to accept that. Instead, she chose to trust in her body.
So when did the whole healing journey start for you?
In April 2023, I was really shocked to get diagnosed with genital herpes. And as soon as I started getting the symptoms, I was thinking, oh no, this is what it is. It was pretty awful. It just, not just because of the physical symptoms, but because of the way it affected me mentally as well. Made me feel so dirty, ashamed. Nobody really wants to talk about it because of those shame and awful feelings that you get around it and the stigma that it has in our society. It's quite crazy really, because as we know, a lot of people, majority of people can get herpes on their face, and it's not really, it's like, oh, they've got a cold sore.
That's an eyelid.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you know, that's just a normal everyday thing.
Yeah.
But you get one in another area and then it's
It's
like,
a bit more private. Yeah.
Still, I didn't want to have it because it just means that there's a potential for me to keep on giving it away to somebody. Once you're diagnosed, you can't get rid of it. You have to go on to medication. You can take it for life. I actually did end up taking the medication, which I hated because I'm not a person who will take medication. That really goes against the grain for me. And the medication, I felt like I had to take it because the symptoms were so severe that it would have stopped me from working. The symptoms for me were, started out with really sharp pains in my legs and in my abdomen, and that went on for a few days, I think, and it felt like I had a flu as well. Headaches, and then after a few days was when I got the sores that came out, and that was, in the first instance, that's when I realised what it was. Those sores, I remember crying about it, actually. So distraught, really, really distraught about it. Tyler comes to Perth periodically doing his tours, and he was doing a longevity tour beginning of 2024, which I went along to. And while he was talking, he said that Chef Cynthia Louise had got rid of hepatitis C. When she got tested for Hep C, she found that she no longer had it.
Yeah.
And Tyler was including this in his talk. So and the words that he used or something similar was that she got rid of that virus, and fasting has been known to get rid of other very nasty viruses. And I went, ding.
Yeah.
And so we set up the call with Tyler, and he said that he would recommend 20 days for my particular thing that I wanted to deal with. Yeah, had the chat with Tyler, and we then decided that we would do the 20-day water fast, which was a lot longer than we initially intended on doing, but I really wanted to nail this thing.
What was your experience like at the Tolman Healing Hub?
I don't think I could have done the fast if I had been at home, not for 20 days. I'm fairly sure I wouldn't have made it, so I'm really glad that I went. Louise and I both had some interesting things happening at about the day 6-7 mark. Was when our bodies really started to detox. I had pain in my left breast and heading into my armpit for several years prior to going on the fast. And once, about a week into doing the lymphatic massages, that started to improve, but then I got the massage from one of the massage guys there, and like it just instantly gone.
Wow.
Yeah, it was an amazing result for me. So that's probably one of the other things that facilitated the healing of my body, not just the fasting.
All right, last day.
Day 20.
Woohoo!
No food.
We made it.
I was still at the hub when I got my blood test, and so it was just a few days after I finished the water fast. So I was on to fruit and fruit juice. And then soon after that left the hub, and then it was just 3 or 4 days later when I got my results, and I was on an island lying on a sunbed looking at my phone trying to read it. I was like, no, it can't be. I was really shocked. I actually wasn't expecting it to be negative.
Yeah.
I really wasn't, but I was very pleasantly surprised. Somebody said to me after I got back, how do you know that's right? Because as you know, you can get false positives and negatives. So I went and got another test when I got back to Perth and had another negative test, and that was amazing as well. It's not a day goes by where I don't think about the results and how amazing it is, how fortunate I am to have found a way beyond it.
For anyone watching this interview at home who is going through a similar experience, who is feeling the fear, the shame, the embarrassment, all the things you mentioned earlier, what would your message to these people be?
Don't give up hope. I would also say save up the money and go to the hub and do it there, because it's going to be a much easier journey than doing it at home. You've got the sunshine, relaxation. You don't have to think about what's going on at home. You don't have to think about work. It's all there.
So it's day 4 here at the Tolman Healing Hub. We chose to sit in bed today and do a little wrap up.
It's a very comfortable bed. We're also sharing it. We're sleeping it together.
So you know what? That's what we do. We're brothers. We love each other. But yeah, so day 4 is coming to an end, and honestly, it's been a great day. You know, similar to yesterday, energy's been good. I think Sinclair, you're the same.
Yeah, my energy's much better than what I expected it to be.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that I've really noticed on this fast, you know, having done multiple other ones, is I haven't been bored. You know, so many of the other fasts I've done, I'm just bored. I don't have things to do during the day. You're kind of just counting down the seconds to the end of the day, and you know, just doing the same thing, you know, until you finish the fast. Whereas here, there's just always things to do, especially in the morning and during the day, you know?
Yeah, and I've only ever really fasted alone, or I've fasted with people I didn't know. And here, obviously I'm with my brother, but there's a small group of people here. There's only 2 other people. The most you're gonna get here is like 6. So there's a really tight little community, and you know, we're playing Uno at night, we're watching movies. So you don't feel alone, which is really important.
Yeah, it's awesome. And it's like, honestly, it feels like we're on a holiday here. As you can see, sun is out. It is a cracking day, sitting around the pool, feet are just dangling in. It's so relaxing, which is key to fasting and to healing and detoxification. Here's the big fella here. Cindy, how you doing in there?
Loving every second.
Feeling relaxed?
Yeah.
This is our wonderful massage therapist. She's excellent at what she does. She just gave me a fantastic massage. Sydney, enjoy. I'm going to sit by the pool. I'll see you when I'm done.
One of the things we want to create here is so many people, you know, you work your ass off all the time, trying to make money, grinding, doing all the things, and you get a couple weeks off. And what do? You take that money, you go overseas, you have a vacation, you drink, you eat food, you do all these things, and you come back, typically wrecked, you know, and then like, oh, I've got to now do another year to get that time off to have that vacation. It's good times, you know, you have a good time, but a lot of times you're kind of poisoning yourself. So imagine instead you go on vacation, it's not, you know, horrible. Okay, you're fasting, but you're in a plush environment. You have all the activities. You're in the environment where people are fasting, and you actually feel like you had a holiday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you rest and you recover and you regenerate yourself.
Yeah.
So that going home is like, oh, now I've reset everything. I can go another year of smashing it, making money, and doing things, and feel like I've actually had a rest. Like people might watch this and be like, oh, well, I can just get an ice bath. I can just get a sauna. I can just set myself up for all these things. And yeah, that's true. But when you're in a fast, it's so easy to be like, you know what? I feel like crap. I'm just going to skip the ice bath. I don't want to. That's just human nature. You know, we're master fasters, and even we're going to be like, just skip it today and just wallow in feeling like crap. But when it's facilitated and everybody's doing it, there's a bit of an energy of like, hey, everybody, all right, I'll drag out there. Okay. And then all of a sudden you pick yourself up, you change your mindset, you're in it, and then you end up having this amazing day. You can do journaling, you can do all these other things that are so much more productive.
In a woman's lifetime, she has a 13% chance of being diagnosed with breast cancer. At 42 years of age, Lucy received the shock of her life when she became part of that 13%.
I'd had 2 diagnoses of breast cancer 5 years apart. 2010, I was diagnosed with an aggressive type of breast cancer in the right side. It's called triple negative, and it was grade 3 at the time. And it's a very fast growing, mutates very quickly, this type of cancer. And it had spread into my lymphatic system. And that was 2010 when I was 41. Completely out of the blue, wasn't expecting it. And I basically went into a very aggressive treatment program of chemotherapy, radiotherapy, surgery. I actually got through it okay, but was very depleted when I came out of it. Living a very toxic lifestyle, really. You know, the usual stress, drink, eating the wrong foods, crap relationships, all those types of things. And I sort of came out of that days of treatment and came straight back into life again, and had a second diagnosis 5 years later in 2016. Identical left side, and spread into my lymphatic system again. Both times I'd had all my lymph nodes removed, and this time I had a mastectomy, and just the thought of going back into chemotherapy was so depressing, because I was still healing really. 5 years later, the ripple effect of that aggressive chemotherapy, I really didn't want to go back down that route. And I did. I went back into allopathic medicine route again and had another 6 months of chemotherapy. The more that it went on, the more depleted I got. So at the end of it, so the last month, really, I was in hospital for a good period of time where I was, my neutrophils were so low that I was just picking up infections. I had lost all my hair. I was really depleted. My toenails were falling out. You just feel so toxic. It really is an awful experience. And I remember sitting with the oncologist for the second time, and he said, look, this is serious now. This is the second time. We can't give you the same chemotherapy because your heart will be damaged from the first lot of chemotherapy. And I was like, wow, I didn't even know this, that my heart had been damaged from the first lot of chemotherapy. They didn't talk to me about the fact that I would go into a medically induced menopause, which is something that I went into as well at 42. I mean, what's going on? You know, I felt absolutely awful. My ovaries basically shut down because of the chemotherapy. I'd had radiotherapy and that scarred my lungs, so I had a little bit of problems breathing. I had this heart thing going on as well that I was aware of. I was covered in eczema and rosacea because my liver had been affected, so I had sort of like these pustules and red face and things, which was really depleting. Medically induced menopause. I mean, I was a horrible mess. And I went out to Ibiza to a Kundalini yoga retreat, and I was this skinny little thing with hardly any hair. And I thought I was going out there I thought I was on my way out of here. When I was out there, I was introduced to Tyler Tolman, through a mutual friend. And the guy who was running the retreat said to me, there's a guy I think you should meet. I've seen him do incredible things with people like you. And so I was like, oh, okay. I came home, Googled Tyler, listened to what he had to say, and it spoke to my soul. And I thought, yeah, that's what I've got to do. I need to detox and regenerate, because yeah. And that was the start of my healing journey. And I went in to see my oncologist the following week. I went in to see my oncologist, and I said, look, I'm stopping my treatment. I'm stopping all treatment. And he said, what are you going to do? And I said, I'm going to detox and regenerate my body. And he actually said, I think it's a good idea. And that was the last time I ever sat in front of the doctor, and that was 2018. And, you know, here I am 8 years later. When I came out of it, I had, like I said, I was covered in like rosacea and pustules, and I had gut dysbiosis. That's completely reversed. I was told by a head dermatologist at the hospital that my rosacea was a chronic condition that would never be able to be reversed. And the best thing I could do was go and get some camouflage makeup and just accept it. Wow. And I have no rosacea today. There's so many benefits from fasting in a community like that. I think it's a really powerful experience. Oh my goodness, so good. I was just an ordinary woman who was living an ordinary life that discovered these incredible tools. And here I am 15 years later, when I was told I was probably only going to live 5 years. You have the ability within you, go do it.
You guys do a daily check-in as well with each client individually. What does that look like?
The main markers that we look at are going to be blood pressure. You know, some people it'll go up, you know, periodically, especially in the beginning. For pretty much everybody, it's going to go down. And for some people, it might even get to kind of a dangerous low area. So we can adjust electrolytes. We can add things that kind of help with blood pressure if it becomes a problem.
Gold, 116/64.
These things are pretty rare, but they do happen, so we just need to be on top of it. And you know, those are easy problems to solve, typically with a little bit of coconut water, a little bit of watered down juice, just to help the body like get a little something, and then it kind of typically regulates itself.
119, over 74, heart rate 77. So it's all hunky-dory. Sweet.
On our daily check-ins, every person will receive every single day a pee strip. That pee strip is going to have what's called specific gravity, and that's going to tell us if you're hydrated or dehydrated. It's going to tell us if you are in ketosis. It's going to tell us if you got protein coming out through your urine. If maybe you have a kidney problem, or with water fasting, your body's breaking down lots of foreign proteins, so sometimes that's quite normal. But there's going to be a lot of markers on the urine strip that tell us, you know, your pH, your ketones, your hydration, and things like this. And that's going to kind of inform how my team shows up and says, hey, you know, how much water are you drinking? You know, and trying to assess if the person's actually even keeping track or just making it up. Or, you know, a lot of times people struggle.
If you see them dehydrated, you'll tell them to drink more water.
Drink more water, sometimes add more salt. We just kind of trial, next day add some water, all right, that hasn't worked, a little bit more salt, and we want to dance with it because everyone's different, sweating in the sauna, how much they're absorbing. So if we can't get the hydration up, then we have to potentially add a little bit of lemon water, a tiny little bit of coconut water, because we want them hydrated.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah. But the main reason for those vitals is actually sitting down and having a conversation, because you can tell when someone's gonna turn. You know, you can tell, like, you're asking them, they're just like kind of not all there. The body language is a bit like, yeah, I'm fine. But they're actually not, and it's just like, no, like there's something going on here. So you monitor them more closely, and you can kind of see from the blood pressure and from the dehydration and in those conversations, like where they're potentially going to be in a couple of days. So you keep a closer eye on those people.
So it's day 6, and today's been by far the hardest day of the fast. Just feeling super tired, super heavy, and just feeling really fatigued. And off the back of yesterday, which felt like the best day I've ever had fasting, I didn't even really feel like I was fasting at all. And then this morning, woke up, just had this really tight stomach, sore, like uncomfortable tummy. Been passing heaps of stuff, heaps of crap's been coming out of me today as well, in my enemas, and just feeling like really fatigued.
Today was a tough slog. Just from the moment I got out of bed, the legs felt weak, you know, the body was tired, energy was low. So close to the finish line, yet today just felt like it took an eternity. But it's the nature of water fasting, it's the nature of the beast. You know, it's just each day presents its own challenges, and, you know, you don't know what's to come. You don't know what your body's eliminating, what your body's going through. You just have to wake up, work your way through it, support your body in every way that you can, and just know that tomorrow is going to be another day.
So anyway, we've got 36 hours more and then we're breaking. Those days that are the hardest tend to be the ones that you're doing the deepest work and you're doing the most heavy cleansing, and today has been really tough.
I think a big part of it is just learning to sit and feel, and you can't, as you know, you can't run and hide when you're on a water fast. It all comes up, and just knowing it's okay to feel sad, depressed, lonely, you know, all those things, and just sit with it, I guess.
There's a common concern in the fasting community around the breaking of the fast. It's called refeeding syndrome. And when people overeat and they get out of control, and that's quite an issue, I think, for a lot of people. What do you think about that?
There's always going to be a pendulum in life. You guys are pushing the pendulum, you're water fasting, you're not having anything, you're abstaining. There's going to be a tendency for the pendulum to swing, which means like, oh, I had that little bit of fruit. Oh, this is amazing. Oh, wow, this is great. Let me have some more. What else can I have? And, you know, people find themselves gorging. And you got to understand, especially on a water fast, all of your digestive enzymes, your hydrochloric acid, your pepsin, you know, all the details, amylase, lipase for breaking down carbohydrates, for breaking down fat, proteins for breaking down protein, even your liver and gallbladder with the amount of bile that builds up to break down fat, regulate your digestive system, that's non-existent. You know, after 7 days of a water fast, like your digestive system is free and clear of having to do that. So this is why it's so important to take all of the enzymes from nature, which come from papaya and come from mangoes and oranges and all these things, put them into their juice form to make it easy enough, and to slowly start the process of kicking back in the digestive processes, filling up your glucose stores, getting the engine kind of moving again, slowly bringing yourself back. It depends on the length of the fast, how slow you need to go. Depends on the sensitivity of the individual as well. It's so important to start, I think, with juice or with just easy digestible fruit.
Day 7, last day, baby.
Last day, let's get it done.
I just woke up, it's like 7 a.m. and feeling rough. My guts feel so rough.
I actually feel all right. Thank you very much.
I think when any of us get into a situation of getting healthier, you'll find that you naturally kind of wake up before sunrise. Just getting that first sunlight inside of your eyes is telling your entire body, your whole endocrine system, what time it is. It resets that circadian cycle, so you're sleeping at night. Every morning, get up, take off your shoes, ground yourself, watch the sunrise, resetting your circadian rhythm to put you back on point. All right, so you guys have just finished your 7 days of water fasting, and we have a special treat just for you.
That is, oh my God. Man. Are you kidding me?
I really appreciate when people take the time breaking the fast to like tune into the food, to actually smell it, use your senses, use your sight, use your smell. What is it that my body's really craving the most? Ask, seek, and knock, and say what it is. What is it I actually want?
Smell it? Oh, that smells so good.
Cheers.
That is so sweet.
Oh my God. Come on. Well done. 7 days. Shit, honey.
Love you, cuz.
Love you, brother. It's been 6 weeks since the fast, and we've both well and truly settled back into our day-to-day lives. The fast might be finished, but you best believe that we're still eating plenty of fruit, intermittent fasting, and keeping our health a top priority. Getting some super sweet yellow nectarines.
Yummy.
Super sweet.
They
I
are.
cannot wait.
Over the course of this fast, including the preparation, we kept a close eye on the different changes that were taking place in our body, and these are the results. We both lost around 8 kilograms, 5 kilograms during the fast, and the rest during the week of fruit.
The crowd favorite, the papaya.
The other changes that took place in our body were remarkable.
Both of our BMIs went down, our body fat percentage decreased.
Our muscle mass decreased, but considering the amount of weight we lost, it was to be expected. Both of our muscle qualities improved. According to the manufacturer, muscle quality refers to the condition and strength of the muscle.
Our visceral fat decreased, our metabolic age decreased,
and our body water percentage increased as well. We're really pleased with these results. What they tell us is that not only have our bodies survived this 7-day fast, but they have become leaner, stronger, and even younger.
Since the fast, we've been getting stuck into training and building our bodies back up to full strength. We were both pleasantly surprised by how quickly our bodies bounced back. Even after eating nothing for 7 days, the very next day we were lifting heavy weights and both breaking our push-up records. Within weeks, we were back to training hard, feeling great, and looking lean. In just 6 weeks, we've rebuilt our bodies back to our starting weight. Overall, we're both stoked with how our bodies have responded since the fast.
But the most important thing is we both feel fantastic. Our inflammation is way down and our bodies feel more comfortable than before. Our digestion improved significantly and our energy is at an all-time high. One of the main reasons we went to the hub was to get our mojos back and feel rejuvenated about life. What we can both say with absolute certainty is that we accomplished that mission. As two guys who are used to doing longer fasts, this experience taught us that even just 7 days is enough time to transform your body and improve your health dramatically, all without having to take too much time out of your life or make any major sacrifices.
Still every day thinking about it, even now, several months later, still really so happy.
Tyler's and what he teaches is always my safety net, and being in the hub and the intention and being held safe, supported.
The body will tell you what it needs. It's all there. Really get deep with your why it is that you want to heal and go on to thrive. Connect deeply with that. Take the steps that you need to take. Don't be afraid, be brave, believe, trust, and go do the work and fly.